When it comes to Genesis Part 1, caves play a big role in surviving, so we proudly present Top 5 All-Time Best Caves on Genesis Part 1. This video is sponsored by My Servers Deluxe. Deluxe is a 3x server with 5x matching and 3x experience. Deluxe has 6-man tribes, ORP, new player protection, raid warning, and so much more. Here at Deluxe, we ensure that you have an amazing experience with lag-free servers. Servers are now live, link in the description. Coming at number 5, this can be found at 39.9 latitude and 86.8 longitude. And then here it is on the map. Now this can be found over on the far right corner of the map, and this can be found over in the volcano. This cave is actually a pretty hidden one that I actually didn't really know about until pretty recently. So just mainly because this whole map was just kind of a mess for me and I was not a huge fan of this map whenever it came out, so I never really played this map. But anyways, over here we have the Volcano Cave. This is one of them, not the main huge one because that's really not like an actual cave you can build in, but this one you actually can. So anyways, as you can see, there's a pretty decent amount of room in here. You even have some water, and the platform also goes up decently high. So if you can just build over the water, you have a ton of room in here. You have a lot of dino storage, or really just whatever you want in here. So it's a pretty good sized area, I would say. Just defending it is definitely going to be a bit of a task, as this place is just very hard to defend. So if you can do that, it'll make for a pretty good base spot. Coming at number 4, this can be found at 52.6 latitude and 12.9 longitude. And then here it is on the map. Now this one can be found over in the far left hand corner of the map, out on the Lunar. Now Lunar has definitely the most caves out of any other biome on this map, just because for some reason, I don't know why, they just didn't put caves on any other section. So anyways, over here is one of our Lunar Caves. It is the small Lunar Cave, I believe, and the reason why it's called small Lunar Cave is because it's pretty small. So, and actually, for being pretty small, it's got a pretty fair amount of room in here, actually. Now, the only downside of this cave is that it is built with a lot of water in the back, so you're gonna have to build on platforms, which does suck and is just such a pain to build. So if you're fine with that, it'll make for a really good spot, or if you're fine for having one where you can just do a lot of like water breeding, this one will actually make for a pretty good cave location as well. Now, there's a pretty decent amount of room back here, so you won't really run out of room in here, but defending this entrance is definitely a tricky one. So if you're up for the task, it'll make for a really good base spot. Coming at number 3, this can be found at 24.3 latitude and 15.0 longitude. And then here it is on the map. Now this one can be found up at the top left hand corner of the map, and this is known as Medium Lunar Cave. Now there are 2 different Medium Lunar Caves, so this one is the one on the far left, I believe. So this is far left Lunar Cave. And this cave makes for a really good base spot. So coming in here, as you'll notice, the entrance is a little wonky looking, and it's going to be definitely a little bit hard to defend, so I would definitely push back your turret wall in here a little bit more, just to make sure. Now, the only downside of this one is that it's just very angled, weird, and there's not as much room in here compared to the other ones. However, it still makes for a really good spot. You have tons of room, can easily do a lot of breeding, put a nice good sized main base in here, but like I said, this entire cave is just built very awkwardly, so if you're fine with building in one of the most awkward caves probably on this list, this is the one for you. But the good news is that you have 2 sets of water, and you even have this nice little back area to build in. Now coming at number 2, this can be found at 47.4 latitude and 29.2 longitude. And then here it is on the map. And again, this one can be found over in the Lunar. Now this cave is definitely the bigger version of the medium cave, and this one is a little bit farther down on the right part of this, but this one is actually a pretty good base spot. I mean, you have a pretty good sized entrance. The only downsides are on the outside is you have some pillars that are a little bit too close. So defending with those, it's definitely going to be a little bit tricky. But I would just push the turret wall a little bit farther back in here. Now coming over here, it kind of fades in a little bit, which actually is really nice so people can't rush a ton of dinos in here. Now I actually really like this one because there's a lot of room in here. You have, I think, 3 different platforms. So this platform up here is being one of the first platforms. You have a giant platform also over here. And then you even have a nice little water area. So you have a lot of room in here to work with. You have a lot of water in here. You have a ton of flat area in the back. So it just makes for a really good cave, and you just probably will never run out of room in here. Coming at number 1, this can be found at 26.2 latitude and 35.8 longitude, and then here it is on the map. And of course, this one can be found in Lunar. Now this is known as the Big Lunar Cave. Big Lunar Cave is definitely one of the best spots on this entire map, and it just has a great looking entrance style. So as you can see on the outside, you have a lot of room to easily put a nice little skeleton tower, and the skeleton tower will just defend this entire entrance from anybody even getting in. Along with that, you have a ton of room to even push back and build one turret wall, and I believe you can build up to 3 turret walls in here with the 100 turret limit being so far back, if that makes sense. So you can basically space them out perfectly. Because as you can see, this thing is just super long, so you have this nice super long hallway to put as many turrets as you want in here. Like, you will never run out of turret space in here, especially with that 100 turret limit being on. But anyways, coming in here, again, it still is a hallway, but it kind of opens up a little bit more through here. So after going through this super long hallway, you're finally opened up into the main area. So we're almost there. But yeah, so if that doesn't show you how big that this entrance is, it's just insane. So here's the main room. It opens up into this first little room right here. Really not much you can do with that. Maybe some dino storage or just some vaults or something. I don't really know. It's up to you. But back in here, you have a ton of room. You have tons of room for dino storage. You can even put some flip platforms, put some hanging like chandeliers in here if you really wanted to. A nice little water area in the middle for water breeding, of course. And then back here is our main area. This is super flat. You have a ton of room, and you will never run out of room in this base spot. But anyways, that's it for today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to leave a like if you're new and hit that subscribe button. And thanks for watching.